What is the bajada in Padel? The bajada is a shot that we play after the ball hits the back wall. The goal of the bajada is to turn a defensive situation into an offensive one. Usually this shot comes followed by a high lob by the opponent. After the back wall, the ball comes up very high. And that's why you can attack it, hitting the ball from up to down, taking advantage of the height, trying to surprise your opponent and putting pressure on them at the net. The word bajada in Spanish comes from bajar, which means bring down. So in this shot, we are literally bringing the ball down. Instead of letting the ball rise and hitting the ball that low, we will hit the ball that high and we will be able to bring the ball down. We can divide the bajada in two types. First type, control bajada. This is like a bandeja or a forehand volley. We want to control the rally, apply pressure or create good opportunities. Winning the point is a bonus, but the focus is staying solid and smart. In the other way, we have the aggressive bajada. This bajada is more like a víbora. We even call this shot cuchilla, which means blade, because we are applying more power, more spin and more risk. Esta es la cuchilla. Esta es la cuchilla, papá. The control bajada is safer and the cuchilla is riskier, but also is more dangerous for the opponent. As you may know, Paquito Navarro is the dad of the cuchilla. If we reach 10,000 likes in this video and everybody is subscribed, we will do our best to bring Paquito Navarro to the channel to make a video explaining you how to do the cuchilla. Everybody is smashing the button of subscribe and like, and we will do our best. Estás que lo traemos, ¿eh? Estás que traemos la Paquito. Today we are gonna work on the control bajada. Let's analyze the position, the technique and the tactic. Position. The bajada is a shot that we play from the back of the court because the ball comes out from the back wall. Depending on the ball that our opponent plays, the ball will be closer of the wall or will be a bit farther. So basically, this is the area where we will be playing the bajada, and maybe if they play one really big lob, so I can finish doing the bajada here, but it's not usual. Technique. In the control bajada, our goal is not to win the point. We need to apply pressure and to build new opportunities. The technique of the bajada is very similar to the technique of our forehand volley or the technique of the bandeja. At the end, when the ball bounce, hit the glass and we take the ball in front of us, okay, we will be hitting the same shot. Let's talk about the grip. We will use the continental grip because this is not one shot that requires a lot of acceleration with our wrist. Doesn't require. So the acceleration will come by rotating our upper part of the body. This can be something personal, but yeah, maybe you can put this finger a bit higher, like the trigger. It can help to you to move a bit more your wrist in case that is needed. A good advantage of using a continental grip is that we will be able to surprise our opponent in the last second because we will make them think that we are gonna do one bajada, but for example, at the last second, we will make one lob. Because with the continental grip, we have a lot of resources, we can play lobs, we can play normal shots, so without giving the opponent information, changing the grip, we will be able to play different shots, changing in the last second. Preparation. I would like to start this with numbers because the other day I was talking with the CEO of Padel Intelligence. In this top data software for Padel, they track that the shot with the biggest amount of unforced errors is the bajada in professionals. So if this is like this in numbers in professionals, I cannot imagine in amateurs. So if we are smart players, that's what we want to develop in Daniel Yo Padel Coach YouTube channel, if we can avoid the bajada, much better. If the lob is not perfect, we can play one bandeja, one víbora, or even one smash. But if you see that you are gonna take this ball really forced, too risky, or you have to run a lot back, so maybe it would be much better option to let the ball bounce and play one control bajada. Focusing on the preparation, we will be at the net making volleys, trying to keep the initiative. So if one of our volleys is not too good, they will have the chance to play one lob. So if we see this, one step back, trying to anticipate the lob. When we see the lob coming, we should start doing the preparation of the racket, showing them that we are pretending to play one overhead. Why? Because if we do this, at least they will not come to the net directly, and they can be like, okay, I go or I don't go, I go or I don't go. Because if we don't prepare the shot in advance, what we are doing is we are giving time to the opponent to come to the net. So the time is the most important resource in Padel, and we should be playing very unpredictable for them. If the opponent thinks that I'm gonna play one overhead, they will stay back. So if I let the ball bounce and they have only that small amount of time to come to the net and take the net, that's more pressure for them. So imagine the ball is too risky to play one overhead. So no worries, we let the ball bounce and we prepare for the next bajada. We can forget about preparing the bandeja, we can forget, and now the only focus is on taking the right distance with the ball to do the bajada. If the ball is very high, we will start going back, watching where is our opponent, running back inside position, and relax. And if the lob is very fast and very accurate, we will start running back. If we don't have time, we need to run faster, giving our back to our opponent. And now, then we can prepare and we can hit the ball. So in this moment that we are running back and we are focused on the ball because we don't have time, my partner should be telling me where the opponents are in that moment. So if they are both at the net, or only the right player at the net, or the left player is staying back because I don't know. So we need information, and our partner is our eyes when we are running back. And also what we can do before reaching the ball is to take a look to check where the opponents are, and then with only that information it's enough to see where we can play the next ball. Quick tip: in some courts, depending on the glass, the lights, and also the wall that is behind the glass, you can see the reflection. So when you are running back, you can see what the opponents are doing. Once we are in one position that the ball is bouncing, hitting the glass, and we see that the ball is gonna take the right position, so before of this, we need to have taken already the decision on where we want to play. When we took that decision, we need to start more or less aligning our body if we want to play there. So we know that we should open a bit more our body because the line of our hip, our legs will be pointing the direction that we want to play. We will raise the racket, we will raise our elbow, and we will have some tension in our body, but at the same time, some chocolate. Another quick tip. How many tips today? So you can play with your body position to fake some shots, because if I am pointing that I'm gonna play there, so at some point I can change playing there. So your body position and your body language is giving them information that you can use to fake it and change at the last second. One of the things that you don't see is, I don't know where is the plane, but it's like a military plane. We cannot record. So now this is free time for us, and we are enjoying a lot this moment. Come on! Impact point. As we always say, in Padel, we should be hitting the ball in front of us. So you need to be positioned between the ball and the glass, about the distance with the ball. So we need to make sure that we are hitting in front of us. Try to don't be hitting at your point, because if not, you will not be able to put enough acceleration to the ball, and not too in front, because you will be hitting with your arm extend and you will not be able to add extra power. Also, if we are hitting too far from us, we are missing the balance. So yeah, it's okay to hit in front of us to transition and transmit our body weight forward, but not too much, because it's not comfortable for us. The distance between us and the ball should be with our arm almost full extend, okay? It's like there is some flexion in my elbow and it's not fully extend, at the same time it's not too close to our body. So trying to find the balance that you can, like some chocolate, but some rigid, some compact also. How about the height? How high we should hit the ball? As you know, is one offensive shot. So what we are trying to do is hit the ball in the highest point, always in front of you, because if we hit in the highest point, we will have enough vertical angle to play descendant and we will be able to put them in a difficult situation. So also we can play one lower bajada, but always the ball should be higher than the level of the net. So let's say we are receiving one lob that the ball is not going too high, is coming here, but this height is still higher than the level of the net. So we will need to play with a bit more of margin, but at the same time, even taking it here, we can play with a descendant, one descendant ball. And if, for example, the rebound after the glass is a bit lower, so this ball is not going higher than the level of the net, so instead of playing from up to down, we will need to change, okay, and play from down to up. So we can play one normal after the wall that we are playing from down to up, more flat. So the bajada would be more offensive and this shot would be more defensive. So when we are preparing to do the bajada, we said that we have to impact in front of us. To play from up to down with some slice, we should be hitting, as you can see, if this is a clock, we should be hitting between 3 and 4, 330 more or less. So we will come from up to down, slicing a bit, and we need to hit more or less flat, but at the same time we need to, as we always say, to have some chocolate in our wrist to play with some good slice. So please make it easy. Think that you are doing one forehand volley and look what the ball does when after the ball bouncing, the ball died. And let's go home because we don't want to die like that ball is lighting. Let's go home. Ending. We will rotate our shoulders followed by our core and our hip. So it's the same movement that we do with the bandeja, with the forehand volley, the same but maybe a bit more open. So if the volley we are more compact, in the bandeja and in this shot, in the bajada, we would be a bit more open, but it's the same movement. Depending on what is your goal with this shot, maybe after your bajada, okay, you will start with the dynamic of going forward because maybe you are aiming the body of your opponent. So after his volley, that volley will be floating a bit and you can go and then you can push in the next one or you can put some pressure going to the net. Because maybe you are playing one normal bajada, you see that that volley is okay but it's not creating anything, and stay here and try to start building again the game. And what I'm gonna say now, it's completely common sense, but it's good always to have in mind. When we finish, we should hold the racket with our not dominant hand to be ready and compact for the next shots. And when we are ending the shot, most of the time that the balls are going to the net, it is because we are finishing the shot to descendant, okay, with this trajectory. So it means that we need to find the balance, not playing too down, we should play a bit more deep. And the same, if we finish the shot and we finish here, like your arm never goes down, so that ball is probably that will go to the glass. Ay papá, no le vi salir. Así que la vi salir. In general, for the general harmony of the shot, that's something important, please don't just hit with your arm. Please rotate everything and transmit your body weight forward. You will say, Danny, thanks so much for this advice because it changed my life. Tactic. Remember that the bajada is an offensive shot. Although we are at the back of the court, we are still attacking. How I understand the tactic in this sport, I want to transmit you where we should play the bajada and in what moment, but also when is the good moment to play the bajada, because the best advice that I can give you when we are playing the bajada is don't play too many bajadas and play more lobs and fake that you are gonna do one bajada at the end of the shot, play one lob. This is gonna make you a lot of safety in the long term, and you will win a lot of points. You cannot play always lob, you have to play also bajadas, you need to surprise your opponent, but remember, when we are at the back, our goal should be to leave that zone of the court. If you are in one stage of the match that you are really close in the scoring, so I recommend you to play one control bajada. Okay, we prepare, and if we are in one situation that we are above in the scoring, and the situation is quite comfortable for us, so we can decide to play a harder bajada, but not a lottery shot. This is a harder bajada, okay? That it could be this one. It's not my 100%, but I still feel control. But at the same time, I feel that it's not gonna be the safest bajada that I can play. Like that bajada I can play when it's the right moment, but not always. And now we are gonna decide where to play depending on where are our opponents. Let's say we are on this side. Our opponents are one covering the passing and the other one covering the middle. The best option for me would be to play to the middle, okay? It's gonna come here, so we can play that ball exactly on the middle of them. Another option could be, we are here, we receive the ball, okay, and we can change it there, okay? This one is a bit riskier, but it's another option. And if you want to surprise them, because you are playing always there, sometimes there, so you can try to play to their body, okay, to the line of their body. We aim to their body because when we receive one ball here in our central line, it's really difficult to volley. So the next ball is gonna come much easier for us. Okay, so that ball, usually they receive it here and it's difficult for them to attack it. And if you want now, I hit that too, so I do it and you subscribe and you press like. No worries, no worries. So maybe most of the time, if you play to a central line, when they block, sometimes they will go in, but in case that the ball goes in, it's gonna be very easy for you, and most of the time that ball will go out. If for any reason one of the players is a bit more back, so we should always play to that player. And not only it happens on the bajada, it can happen after one transition that one is still coming to the net. So after this ball, it's much easier to play to this one, because this player, what he's gonna do is gonna take the ball below of the level of the net. And if the same ball we play it to the player who is at the net, he's gonna take it higher. So if he take it higher, so he can put the ball going down and he's gonna attack us. What happens if we are receiving the ball on the middle? These players are more or less in a neutral position. So there is that gap, okay, one gap here, there is one gap here, and there is the other gap there. So from here, if they are playing volleys to me, from here I can play there, from here I can play there, or from here I can play to the middle, and I have all the options. So be careful playing to the middle with rebound, because it's much easier to choose where we want to play. And when the lob is coming, who should take this lob, me or my partner? So the first who says mine can go and can take care of that ball. But usually in amateur levels, the player who is with his forehand taking the middle is gonna have some advantage. Try to have open communication with your partner and it will be much easier. In this video we have seen the forehand bajada. There is also the backhand bajada. Although the tactic and the positioning is the same, the technique is a bit different between each other. Let us know if you want us to make another video talking about the backhand bajada or whatever you want to learn, and we will be very happy to share this with you. And thanks so much for watching this video. See you in the next one. After the back wall, the ball comes high, very high.
Very high.
Did you see that English? Did you see that English? Let's go.
Sí, pero contundente, hermano.
Ok, contundente. Contundente, contundente, contundente.
Vale.
Todas las minitas que van a llamar a mi colega este, ¿no?